Hello everyone and welcome to Skyrim modding episode 26. And guess what guys, Oldrim is truly blooming. Even after all these years, just when you think you have seen it all. Out of nowhere a modder arrives, delivers, and you just think, this mod right there is what I've been waiting for my entire life. New interesting concepts are popping up all over the place. But see for yourself. That's no moon, that's an intro. Skyrim's mining system is not known for being particularly exciting. There are many mods out there which tweak around with it and try to improve it, but nothing quite like this one. Fossil mining by Ice Cream Assassin and Aviform. Usually, when you roam around Skyrim and come across a mine, you don't even bother to do the mining, because all you get from it are some ores, maybe a few gems. But with this mod, mining becomes so much more exciting, because now you have the chance to acquire new fossil items. This mod adds over 40 of those items, and I have to say, the visuals are really impressive. Check this one out, for example. Totally reminds me of the iconic raptor claw from the first Jurassic Park movie. By the way, holy shit guys, this movie came out 24 years ago. Feel old anyone? I sure don't. But anyway, the amount of detail on all those items is incredibly high. They are also divided into several tiers of rarity, so to say. Those tiers are based on the possibility to acquire fossils in real life, by the way. So I guess it's immersive as hell. Tier 1, for example, are the most commonly found fossils, like bone fragments or eggshells. Then Tier 2 are the a little bit more rare items, like amber or trilobites. And that thing was a trilobite, by the way, if you wonder what those things look like. And then there's Tier 3. Those items are really rare and can also be sold for a high amount of money. This would include things like skulls, claws or teeth. And then comes the highest tier, tier number 4. Those are obviously the rarest and the most valuable items. They would be considered national treasures, and they are actually based on fossils found in real life. Those are some really enormous items, like entire skeletons, or even several creatures on the same plate. Of course, they have been named to fit Skyrim's lore, so instead of, for example, pterodactyl, we have a cliff racer, obviously. But this is not all, ladies and gentlemen, because besides all those epic fossils, you have also the chance to find parts of a fossilized dragon, because what would Skyrim be without dragons, right? And once you have all of them, you can put together an entire dragon skeleton. And there's another awesome feature. All those items can be added and displayed in the Legacy of the Dragonborn Museum. So, as you can see, this is truly one hell of a mod. A must-have for all the collectors out there. Giving your Skyrim character the proper body type is serious business in the world of modding. There are hundreds of body mods out there, but a certain modder had the idea of giving the elderly residents of the game the proper treatment. Mothers and daughters by whatever. Okay, I'm going to warn you right away, it is recommended to start a new game for this to work properly, otherwise your game might explode or something. So, as you can see, I started a new character for this. So what this mod actually does is, it gives the elderly females a different body type than the young female characters. As you can see, the grannies now have a fitting body type, while Isolde here, for example, still looks the same. As you also can see, the characters got a neck theme now, and that's because there's only an option for vanilla and UNP, and I'm using God knows which body textures, I don't remember to be honest. Also, I went for the HDT version, because the author promised the wrong kind of jiggling. In the comments people said that the non-HDT version does not cause this face-body color mismatch. I don't really understand this logic, but anyway, about the wrong kind of jiggling, this is what it actually looks like. I have to say, I'm actually a little bit disappointed. I expected them to have jiggly stomachs and stuff, but instead they only have jiggly hangy parts, which is of course still pretty disturbing, but it could have been so much more disturbing with other jiggly parts. Yes, I do realize that I'm a pretty disturbed person. But all that aside, the mod does what it promises. It's definitely realistic, and of course immersive, for the elderly to not be fit and athletic, especially for those who hang around the city all day long. So people, it looks like Mihail Romanov is on the loose again. That's right, new epic monster mods have arrived. Starting with Bolgans. Those creatures are quite huge and resemble minotaurs in a way. They are actually creatures inspired from Kingdoms of Amalur: Reckoning. And the base model used here is definitely that of a Sylvan from Witcher 3. There are 5 different kinds of Bolgan included in this mod. All of the models are really unique looking, with a high amount of detail. Also, all the creatures come with their own sound effects and combat abilities. In other words, quality work, just like we know it from Mihail mods. All creatures have been placed in appropriate spots in the world of Skyrim, and stumbling across them and fighting them should be a lot of fun as you go through the game, and will definitely not feel out of place. Fighting them can be quite hardcore for close combat characters, because they do knock one down a lot. At least that's what happened to me. But in terms of stats, they are actually not as extreme as what I witnessed on other creatures by that modder. One way or another, definitely another great creature mod. Keep up the good work, man. And here's another one! Old Gods of the Hunt. Now those creatures are inspired by legends from Witcher 3. Apparently the Wild Hunt is a phenomenon which also exists in the Elder Scrolls lore. It's a ritual of the Bosmer which allows them to shapeshift into supernatural beasts and then roam the land, killing and devouring everything in their path. And when nothing remains, turning on themselves and engaging into a cannibalistic orgy. Holy shit, who would have thought the lore had that kind of sick stuff, right? So anyway, those old gods of the hunt are powerful monsters summoned by the Wild Hunt, and some of them still wander across Skyrim, waiting to be slain and finally fulfilling their duty. Will you find those creatures? Will you challenge them to a fight and finally relieve them from their long wake, granting them their long-awaited rest? It's up to you. I might not be a true Englishman, but I do truly enjoy a good cup of tea. And so can you, with Varietea. Get it? Yet another tea drinking mod. It's Aviform again, same modder as the fossils. You know how NPCs sometimes call you milk drinker in this game? Well, now you can point to the fact that you are actually a tea drinker. What do you say, Uthgard? Should we discuss things over a good cup of Jarl Grey tea? This mod adds almost 20 new teas, all with new custom models and also some nice effects, in case you plan on consuming them. All of the teas are actually based on teas which exist in real life. Of course, some names have been changed to fit into Skyrim properly. And the same goes for the acquisition of those beverages. A certain blue tea, for example, can only be found at the Blue Palace. Some can be bought from inns, some can be crafted at a cooking pot. In other words, it's a good integration into the game. Skyrim was really lacking in the drink category. The only thing you got was gallons of different alcoholic drinks and pretty much nothing else. So it's really nice to see this kind of mod, because it simply brings the heavily needed variety to this topic. Okay, let's get done with the chick from the thumbnail real quick, before we move to the main attraction. Matasan Follower by So You. She can be found in the Sleeping Giant Inn, as it's usually the case. It says here she is 24 and an Nord. So, what can she do? She can carry your burdens, she can fight, she is supposed to be a tank with lots of HP, and that tanking will work, I guess, if her armor is magnetic. But jokes aside, she comes with a custom armor, and what's actually more impressive is the face. Really well done, incredibly detailed. And now, brace yourselves, because here comes something really big. A quest mod of enormous magnitude. The Shire by the Bob. This one came totally out of nowhere. I was not prepared for this. 3.5 gigabytes in the size of the unpacked 7Z file. I don't even wanna know how much of disk space it actually takes. Do I smell a potential goat here? Let's see. The questline starts as soon as you approach a gate in the southeastern part of the map, not far away from the Blackbriar Lodge. Here you will find a girl who is having a hard time dealing with the Thalmor.
You will not harm all we have struggled to preserve.
That voice sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Thank the stars. Your aid arrived just in time.
Yes, definitely the same voice actor as Orlin Dawnstone.
It warms my heart to hear these words. Perhaps you would be willing to speak with me for a brief while. It's nice to be guarded while I catch my breath for a short spell.
She will tell you that she actually came from another world and just wanted to check Skyrim out, but then was assaulted by the Thalmor. The dialogues are really nicely structured, there are almost always several options, and she will reply differently depending on what you choose. There is even an option to pretend you are just a merchant.
Would you care to meet my kind and its leader? Or perhaps even join our cause? Whether it be honour, fame or gold you seek, I am certain we can cater to your needs in a satisfying manner.
But of course there is trouble in her world, and you get the chance to come over and play hero. And guys, as soon as you step into the Shire...
Oh, this again. You've been smoking too much, cousin. How long do I gotta put up with this big folk invading the Shire nonsense?
Guys, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Did we just enter Middle-earth or something? They got actual hobbits here, and the Shire is a separate world space with its own map, and oh my god, just look how big it is! Jesus fucking Christ! Okay, this is it. Do we need to continue the review at this point? We got a gigantic new map, hobbits, good voice acting, brunchy dialogues. Did I mention hobbits already? So okay, this is it for this week's episode. No, but seriously, this has GOAT written all over it. But let's just see a bit more, to be certain. So, at some point you come across this guy.
A stranger approaches the secluded base of the Rangers.
As you can see, the dialogues are still nice and brunchy, but what's really interesting is, this guy basically says, if you're such a hotshot, I bet you can find the entrance to the secret base yourself. And there are no quest markers. So this is the first puzzle in this mod. It's not that hard, but I do really like where this is going. It looks like the creators have really put some thoughts into the gameplay. I also love how you can still go with the being just a merchant option. It's pretty much like, no, I'm actually here to sell some sweet rolls, how about it? And guys, I'm not making this up. So, there you have it. This mod is top notch. There are some really long conversations, including many people later on too, for example. But I'm not going to spoil it any further. This absolutely cries for a playthrough. and I'm totally adding it to the list, which is becoming bigger and bigger. I should really take care of it. But you know, there are so many other good games which force me to play them. Yes, I know, that sounds like I'm being lazy and selfish, but the thing is, I really didn't have much time lately, because I had lots of trouble fixing my car and other things as well. Yeah, it was a little bit stressful lately. But I promise to make more Let's Plays really soon. It's a promise. And with this, it is really it for this week's episode. Almost forgot my outro here. The links to all mods are as always in the description. Don't forget to endorse if you should use them. And if you thought this video was cool, hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel for more reviews and Let's Plays. Yes, they will also be. But okay, I thank you all for watching and see you soon.